Hello friends, it's Christine, also known as Creatively Chrissy. I have another Draw This in Your Style for you today. I feel like I mostly see Draw This in Your Styles of female characters, and this one happens to be of a landscape as well as a duck. As you can see, I just popped it up on the screen there for you guys to see the challenge picture. I also linked the artist their Instagram in the description box, as well as a link to their post. And I will be posting mine on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram in the description as well as a direct link to the post. One of the things that drew me to this was the fact that it wasn't just a pretty girl to draw. And not that I don't love pretty girls to draw, there's nothing wrong with that, but I really wanted to do something I could do traditionally, and I'm just not at a point where I feel confident to draw and paint humans in traditional media, because I just haven't done it in a very long time. So I figured I'd do this, and I was still a bit nervous because I didn't know, even while sketching this, that the medium I was going to do it in. I actually sketched this a couple days ago and then painted it today, which today being Friday, August 19th. I was going to go the gouache route. I was actually going to do acrylic gouache, but then I decided against it because I just haven't done it in a very long time, and I had only done it once, and I really need to learn how to use acrylic gouache and regular gouache before I think I'd feel comfortable recording myself doing it. So instead I did watercolor, which I don't have much more experience in watercolor than gouache, and it's also been a long time since I used watercolor, but I figured I'd give it a try. I also used some color pencil because really the whole purpose of the watercolor was just to be a flat background, which you'll see in the beginning because I haven't used watercolor in so long. That didn't really happen with the flower, but then I started getting used to it, and the rest of the piece kind of came out the way I wanted to with the watercolors and then the color pencils on top. I really enjoyed drawing the duck. I thought the duck was so cute. I did use a couple references from Pinterest and just get the pose and to make sure the duck looked somewhat realistic. Then I also used some reference images of poppies to kind of make the red flowers into poppies, because that's what they reminded me of when I looked at the original drawing. I really had a lot of fun doing this one, especially in traditional media, because as I said, when I started drawing again, it was the only traditional media I was using was pencil, and the rest of my finished works were digital. So I really wanted to do a traditional piece because I do like painting. I love watercolor. I love gouache. I would have to say I'm most comfortable in acrylics, believe it or not, but I also want to learn. I've never touched oils. I have oils, but I want to learn those as well. And what I'm going to probably do is speed up the process a little bit from here on out. And whenever I want to talk, I'll come back in, lower the music, as well as slow down the video feed. So I hope you guys enjoy. With that, I'm going to cue the music for a little bit. Now here we are a couple days later. You can see my nails have changed and we have my finished sketch as well as all my supplies set up to do the watercolor. And here I am just setting up my paints. I do end up switching the orientation from diagonal to kind of more straight so that it's easier for me to pick colors. And then I did spend a couple seconds. I did speed this up for you guys because I don't want you sitting here watching me just erase the sketch, but I got the pencil down to something much lighter so that when I painted over it with watercolor it wasn't so glaring. And I don't know, I do this when I do watercolor paintings, which isn't often. As I said, it's been a long time. Now here you're gonna see I'm putting down the red for the poppy, and it was just too dark. I had wished I had gone really light from the start, but it had been so long since I used watercolors, let alone pan watercolors. You know, I did think later on that it was such a big glaring mistake that I was just not be happy with the piece when it was done, but fortunately that wasn't the case. I actually ended up still loving it. So this would be probably one of my main critiques, going in there and just being a little lighter with that, adding more water to that red paint instead of just going in really heavy-handed. I also should have taken a picture. This is a good tip, by the way. It's not mine. I've heard of it from other artists, but take a picture of your sketch before you paint over it or erase it like I did, because then you kind of know where the lines are, because I really lost them on this flower and I didn't have the reference image on me because I didn't bother bringing them back up from Pinterest. So just a good tip for you guys, if you ever do a painting in the future, take a picture of the sketch first. So here's the first part of this piece that I actually started mixing colors. I've never mixed colors with pan watercolors before, so I thought, like, how do you even do this? Obviously you need more water than that. I was struggling in the beginning. Okay, like, eventually I did get colors I wanted, but the two colors I was trying to achieve was something really close to the color of the paper because my duck is white and I didn't want something too stark against the feathers. I just wanted something very light for shadow. And then also I needed something a little bit darker than that, but also in the same color family for the background of the poppy as well as the sky in the corner landscape. So I did struggle for a little bit. You'll see here I was swatching on the page before it because I didn't want to tear a piece of scrap paper and I didn't have any scrap watercolor paper. So I just ended up going with what I could do, and that was basically use my sketchbook page, the one before it. And I still will draw on this page. It'll just be around the swatches, but you know, it's a sketchbook. It doesn't bother me so much. So here I am cleaning up and getting ready to get the color pencils out, and I figured I'd take this moment to ask if you enjoyed this video that you give it a like. This helps me know that you want to see more videos like this in the future, and I'll definitely make more videos if these are the kinds of things you want to see. There's also a great way to know when these videos come out, and that is by subscribing to this channel and ringing the little bell that shows up, because if you do that, basically YouTube will notify you every time a video of mine comes out. I post Wednesday and Saturday, and I have plenty of content planned for you guys, both more the artistic route as well as some productivity tips and tricks for artists. So picking colors for this was really hard, especially because a lot of the colors in this set, if you look at the tips, they don't exactly match the ends, like the colorway that they put on the ends of the pencil. I have nothing against Derwent. I know they're a fantastic company. I actually love this gift. It was a gift from my father, and this is the first time I'm using it, even though he got it for me last Christmas. Sorry, Dad. But I was determined to use these, so I was really excited when I decided to go go the watercolor route because it would give me a perfect base to use these on top of, whereas if I had used the gouache, probably wouldn't have come out as good as I was hoping it would, just because I'm not used to gouache. And with the watercolor and the color pencil on top, it looks so pretty. I really enjoyed doing the two mediums together. So if you made it this far, let me know by telling me down in the comments, as well as telling me if you guys do any draw this in your styles in traditional media. I feel like they're pretty popular in the digital art world. I feel like most drawings I see, or rather most submissions I see, are done digitally, but I also haven't seen many people put out non-digital originals for these challenges. I feel like they're always done on like Procreate or Photoshop, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I do like the challenge of doing something traditional because obviously there are certain things in the iPad or on the computer that you can do to fix mistakes, whereas, you know, on a piece of paper, the most you can do is erase. So you can never go back to a perfectly unmarred piece of paper. So you really have to make decisions. I did make a few mistakes in here actually. If you look at the small poppy all the way at the bottom, there's a leaf above it. There wasn't supposed to be. I had erased that, but I thought I had it as part of the original sketch when I erased the whole sketch. So then when I was painting, I put it there. I also added a mountain in the landscape because I accidentally let the green go too high above the horizon line. So that's how we went from 2 to 3 mountains in the distance there. And here we are with the finished piece. I was really happy with how it came out. I don't feel like the video camera on my phone does it justice, but I did take a picture that I'll insert in a second, and you can also see it on Instagram. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I'll see you Saturday with another video. Bye guys.